Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and this is a shaky cam interior review. This time we are in a 2014 Subaru Crosstrek Hybrid. This is a pretty decent little family car. There are a few things that annoy me. I'll show you those, but for the most part, this is a great car. This is Subaru's first generation of this car, so you expect to have a few problems somewhere. Window controls, of course, side mirrors here. This controls the dash lighting, traction control. Down here you have a hood release, or down here. And, you know, most everything's where you expect it to be. This has paddle shifting, not sure why, but it does. And lighting and turn indicators here. Over here you have windshield washers for the back here, for the front up and down. Instrument cluster, here is your RPM gauge, here is your speedo, there's your echo indicator telling you how well you're driving. And then this in here, a few things change, mainly these two rows of numbers here. The fuel gauge is, as far as I can tell, it's there on every single one of these screens. And so is the what gear you're in shifting thing up there. You can see the car is on, but I'm in EV mode. I'll show you some things about that in a minute. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm pretty sure it just means that the all-wheel drive is in action. It's symmetrical all-wheel drive, the usual Subaru, so it's on all the time. Looking at the steering wheel, you have your phone and audio controls, and you have your cruise controls over here. Here's the other paddle shifter. Down here you have this little Subaru thing. I'll show you some more of this in a minute. We've seen it before on the Hybrid. It does a couple of other things that you might be interested in seeing. You run this just by pulling them forward so that you know what you want it to say. And that controls that little screen right there. Now this little screen, it has several options. You can see right now I am in energy management mode. So when you drive the car, little arrow indicators will appear. So if I put it in drive right now, and let it move a little bit, you will see it's running on the battery. So it shows you how that is. It does the same with the engine, shows you when it's charging the battery, all that good stuff. You can change what's on this screen. I'll just flip through some of the options. You can see I've been averaging 27.3 miles to the gallon, and that is in 166 miles of driving. So that's not bad at all, considering. Here you have a clock with the outside temperature and so forth, and that's kind of what tells you what to do. So, you know, you have a few neat little screens to give you some good info. I really liked this screen when I was in the Forester going off-road. In this car, I've mostly been leaving it on this screen so I can watch what's happening and the different times that it charges versus using energy or running the engine. It's been interesting, very informative as to how this car operates. Now coming down, you see here's your vents, and here is your infotainment system. This is the top of the line from Subaru. It's a good system. It's a little bit clunky to navigate in some ways, but for the most part it's a good system. Once you get used to it, it's not so bad. And here's the climate controls. This has automatic climate, so when I push the auto button, it tries to reach the temperature I have it set for, which is 69. And then you can see the adjustments. I'll turn it off so it's not making a lot of noise. This is keyless, of course. Down here, hopefully the lighting changes a little bit. There we go. This is a cubby. I've been putting my phone in there. There's another spot for your phone, but I haven't been using it a lot because my phone tends to bounce out of it because it doesn't have a non-stick. This is your shifter, parking brake. This is another phone cubby. You can set your phone in here, but mine kept bouncing out. So I stopped using it and started putting it up there. Drink holders. This has seat warmers, you can see. And then here's the cubby, and this has the extra plugs for things. These plugs are nice, and you have these little slots so you can run your cord through them to your phone. But honestly, I have been, and this slides back and forth, but honestly, I have been plugging my phone in down under here and running the cord. And then you'll see the dashboard is fairly nice. I like this texture they added. It's soft touch, so it's not just rock hard plastic. It's nice and pretty looking. This is the premium interior, of course. And these little touches, things like this, the brushed nickel and stuff, kind of sets it off. And this is leatherette seating. It is not perforated. I wish it was. It does get relatively hot in this car. But overall, it's a pretty good car. Now, I'm going to show you some annoyances. You can see by the indicator right there, I don't have my seatbelt on. If I drive this car, it will make a noise similar to this. Maybe. Let me just drive it for a second. If I drive this car without my seatbelt on, oh, sure, now it doesn't want to do it. I see how it is. That noise. That annoying noise does not turn off. It stays on the whole time. It never shuts off, never gets quiet. Right now it's doing it because I opened the door while the engine is running. Even though the car is in park, it's having a fit because I opened the door while the engine is running. That little thing doesn't seem like much, but it is a huge annoyance, on just constant annoyance, especially if you're like me and you jump in the car and move it, you know, pull it out of the driveway and around the house to park it in the back, or you pull it out of the driveway and park it in the street or something like that so your kids can ride their bikes in the driveway. You have to put your seatbelt on every single time, even to move the car 20 feet, or it has a fit, and it's very annoying. Another thing is the seating in this car is not as comfortable as I'm used to Subaru having. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's just a little, well, there's no lumbar adjustment. That's a big thing, because I'm a tall guy. There's no lumbar adjustment, and it's just not quite as comfortable as I expect. It just doesn't feel as comfortable. It's not hurting my back or anything, but it is uncomfortable. Also want to point out one other thing. This is the small screen. You can see how far away it is from the driver. This is right in front of my face. That is where the backup camera is. See that? It's very difficult to use. It gives you basically no use whatsoever. This is a great car. It's a good family-sized car. It's a good price. Gets excellent fuel economy. I will point out that I got better fuel economy in the Subaru Forester without a hybrid, and the Forester is a larger car than this. But we have to remember the Forester has been around for a very long time, and it is a more refined drivetrain than this. Subaru is relatively new to the hybrid game, and this is the first generation of the Crosstrek. So you expect that there's going to be a few bubbles. A lot of people, I think, will buy this car because they like the look of it. It's a very, very pretty car. It looks very good. Subaru hit a perfect balance between that station wagon and sporty small car look. It's a great look. It looks a lot better in person. It looks a lot better than the Subaru Impreza, and the Impreza was a very impressive family car. So there you go. That's it for our interior review of the 2014 Subaru Crosstrek Hybrid. This has been Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and we'll talk to you again soon.